All right, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, wherever you're watching me from. Okay, so I'm doing this with a very, very heavy heart. Okay, so um, to set the record straight, this is not for content, but from a deep pain. Okay, and this pain is prompted by quite a lot of things happening in Nigeria, especially in the north. All right, so one of the things that baffles me is this thing about the value for human lives in Nigeria, especially in the north. How far? Like how far? What's up? What is it? Like this thing, like human beings. I watched a video of a student that was attacked close to the University of Jos school gates, and I could just see how um, how degraded our, oh God of mercy, have mercy. Like a human being is being killed in broad daylight, like in broad daylight. A human being, someone's life is being taken out of him in broad daylight. A keke came, passed over, just like that instance that Jesus gave about the Samaritan. The person that was attacked by robbers in the Bible, and then the Samaritan came and was actually the only person that cared to even, took the person to have proper medical attention and all of that. And I just saw that happening like in this modern day, like in this our dispensation, like in broad daylight, a human being is being killed. Like the people passing at that point in time if they could just bring themselves together, can actually rescue this person. Like they can actually do something about that. But I notice everyone just passing as though nothing is happening, and somebody is in pain, someone is fighting for his life. And come on, Nigeria, come on, come on, come on. This is sad. All right, this is very, very sad. So I want us to wake up. I want everyone to wake up. Uh it can be any of us. Okay, it can be any of us. And one of the things I want to set straight is, you see, this life, everybody, those causing it, those taking it, and those having it, we all have we have just this one life. All of us have just, like, if you are dead today, that's the end of you. There's uh, and the way we quickly move on, when things actually happen in this country is alarming. It's alarming. It shows how the value of human life has been taken to the gutters. All right. So you follow a lot of things on that, right? So you see where people are being detained and asked to buy a cow. Let me be specific, to buy a cow. Okay, because a cow was taken, or a cow was missing or killed. Some human beings were detained, were detained, so that they will get to what, to pay for the cow that was killed, or whatever thing that happened that made the cow to be like VDM said, unalived and all of that. And human beings are killed. I don't see any response. I don't see any action by anyone as regarding how these things could be actually. I just marveled, and it's sad. And if you are in Nigeria, I don't care your religion, I don't care your tribe, I don't care what you believe, but if your value for human lives is not there, like you should check some things about your mental health. Like something should be wrong with persons like that in the head. Like something should be wrong. Yes, something is definitely wrong. So please, I want us to return back to putting value on human lives. For instance, in America, if a life is taken, or someone just gone missing, America turns everything, the tables upside down, to make sure that that life is recovered. Till date, till date, till date, it's still happening. We have learned about it for years, and then it's still happening. So this thing about human lives, come on, come on. I don't care whether you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you're a traditionalist, whatever you believe. I feel like it's time that we put the value on human lives. It's time we put away all our religious beliefs, all our ideologies and everything. Like, come on, human lives, like a life, like, okay, just go through this. You are a mother and you have a child. All right. You know the processes of, having to carry a child for 9 months. Let's put that on the mothers, okay? And then all of a sudden, something happened that that child was taken, the life of that particular child was taken. Maybe he grew up to maybe age 20, 30, 40. It doesn't matter the age, even if it's 3 months, and that child was taken away from you. Like, how does it sit well? How does it sit? How do you even try to like cope with this kind of experience like that? And then we have it happening rampantly across Nigeria, rampantly across Plateau State, in fact, especially the northern states in Nigeria. And you have people coming up to defend and say that there is no killings, there is no Christian genocide, there's nothing. I'm challenging everyone out there, whether you are in Nigeria, I don't care what you believe, but if you don't have value for human life, something should be checked about. Maybe you should be taken to the rehab. Yes, I think that's is a basic knowledge that human life should be valued. Yes, it should be basic knowledge. It should be taught in every institution that human life should be valued. Yes, human life should be valued, should be placed above everything. And I don't even care what the government is trying to do to make the lives of people better and all of that, because there's nothing literally working. If you are trying to make things happen for people to enjoy and there are no people to enjoy, what's the essence? For me, one of the things I stand on and I still believe is that the number one thing that any responsible government should do when it comes to dealing with national affairs is the safety of lives and property. Lives first and then properties. All right. So I see how there's no value on human life. I see how we're pushing for political propagandas. Everyone is just about the next coming election. People are being killed. A lot of things are happening and no one is saying anything. Like, come on, come on. What has happened to us? Like, what has happened to us? We go to school, we sit within the four walls of the class and we come out and yet there's nothing to show for that we've been educated. I think one of the basic things that should show forth that we are educated is that you are able to speak out, you are able to kick against what should be kicked against. And taking human lives, come on. I remembered in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, my father's younger brother, I think the last one, yes, the last one. Something happened a night before, all right? I think it was a night where Nigeria was playing against, I can't remember the country, but it was African Cup of Nations, I think. So people were out there. In fact, like the whole community, most people are watching the game and all of that. So in the night, some people came and attacked, and a lot of people were killed. People that I knew that are very close and dear to me were actually killed and all of that. And then in the morning of that incident, the youths, normally now, youths are protesting, try to block the roads and all of that. And then it happened that, when those security agencies came, to kind of remedy the situation, all of them, when they came, they just dropped and started firing live bullets. Live bullets. For this particular incident, based on eyewitness, my father's younger brother, that was the last one, was followed and shot by a security operative. Yeah, they blocked the roads and all of that. You come and you shoot a live bullet and you take, while those causing the lives of people, taking out the lives of people are busy roaming in the bushes, roaming in lots of places, and nobody is saying or doing anything about it. Come on. Come on. A lot of things, like, we need to start speaking. Like, you need to start speaking. I wonder what you are using your social media to do. You need to start speaking. Enough is enough. It could be you. You can't even go out without looking at your back. Like, you are not safe. You are not sure if you can just move an inch to get one or two things. Let me not use an inch. It's too outrageous. You just moving to get something like maybe a distance shop and all of that, and then you're not even sure if you'll come back alive. You're not sure who is going to attack you. You're not sure who is going to take your life away from you. That's the kind of country we find ourselves in. So if you are being afraid of being alive, like existing, then every other plan that you want to achieve is not even the primary thing now. The primary goal now for every Nigerian presently, especially if you are a Christian, is being alive. Like, yeah, it's being alive. Like basically, that's what it's about. That the basic thing now, the goal now is to stay alive. You see how our government have reduced the ambitions of being an independent state of everyone that it's presiding over to be what? Just to be alive. I just want to be alive. Like I just want to be alive. Come on. We can do better. So this, like I said, this is not for the sake of content. This is from a heart that has been plagued with so much burden for the state of Nigeria. Like the way things are going now. Like I said, I don't care what you believe in. I don't care your tribe, your color, your religion. But if you don't have value for human lives, you don't deserve to live. Yes, you don't deserve to live. If you know what the value of one life is, you wouldn't be pushing for or kicking against it being spoken about. Like people are trying to say that something like this is happening and you are debunking it and making it political and then it's about this party. Come on, we're better than this. We're better than this. So please and please, this call is for everyone in Nigeria. Everyone in Nigeria. The need for value on human lives has to be returned to the very fabrics of our society. In fact, from the beginning, from ourselves, like as individuals, that value must be like it must be restored. If not, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Yes, okay, today is Sunday. You are planning to go to work tomorrow, right? And that should be the normal thing. But now you are not even sure if you will be alive. Yes, we are trusting God that God will keep us alive. God will preserve us from every terror, every evil, and all of that. But now you are not even sure. If you want to tell me that you are in Nigeria, especially in Plateau State or even in the north, and you are certain that if you live where you are at the moment, let's say you go to a place like Terminus or just go somewhere far from home, like are you sure your mind will be in one place or even on what you actually went there to do? I don't think that is possible. So please, this call is for everyone out there. Then there's need for the value. There's need for us to return the value on human lives. Like I said, and I will say it again. If you have no value, no regard for human lives generally, literally, that you appreciate to see people being alive, then you don't deserve to live at all. Yes, I don't care what you believe, but if there is no value, there's no in your heart, like there's no compassion towards human lives. Talk more of taking it. If it's not there, you don't deserve to live now. You don't deserve to live. You need to check something with your head until that is straightened out that, okay, yes, human lives are to be valued above anything, every ambition that any state, any government, any institution is trying to achieve. It's very important. So please and please, my brothers and sisters, fellow citizens of Nigeria, let us wake up. Let us speak up. Use your social media to preach. Use your social media to preach against this, to speak against this. It's very important. That is how these things, that is how the world know. If we can't actually find help within our own country, then I believe that by speaking out, help will come from somewhere. Yes. But this thing about the value for human lives has to be returned. It has to be restored to the very fabrics of our society. In fact, we must teach it to the younger generation coming. Basically, it happens that if you are growing up in any setting, you are growing up. Okay, let's say you went to school and then your parents will just start giving you a lot of promises. Okay, I want to be a medical doctor when I grow up. And all of those are the kind of conversations that go on. Our parents promised us a lot of things. You go to school. After that, this is what is going to happen. You secure a job. You're going to be there. You're going to be this. You're going to be great. A lot of things. And we are so positive and looking forward to having that wonderful life. But how many of us out there can promise that to our children? Yes. To the parents out there. If you're a parent in Nigeria, how many of us can promise this to our kids that everything is going to be fine. When you grow up, you'll be a medical doctor. Yes, we tell them those, but we know the truth. If you are talking about something, talking about preserving the next generation in this country, or people that will uphold this nation, then you are talking about these ones that were saved, these younger ones. But you know that anything you will tell them now is not true. Why? Because all of us have contributed, voting those bad eggs into government and then you know, try covering all the lapses. I think it's a basic right of citizens that when things are not going on well in the country, the citizens should speak out, and any responsible leadership should take note of that. I believe that's why suggestion boxes are there for so many organizations or any setup. When you hear things like that, you check. Normally, it's somebody that thinks. Are we being run by people that don't think? They just act. They just respond. There's no thinking like what's happening. What is happening? We need to have leaders that think. We need to have leaders that reflect. We need to have leaders that know that this is a mandate. See, the thing is that posterity will catch up with everybody that is in public office and is there for his stomach. It will catch up with you. See, if it is prayer, I have prayed to. Many people have prayed. Nigeria will not fail. Nigeria will not fail. Nigeria cannot fail. It will not fail. It will not fail. Prayers have been tendered. From anything you have prayed, every prayer you pray for Nigeria, it's worked. It's working. And it's still working. And it will keep working. But like I said, this is the time to speak. Yes, we have done the prayer, but it's now time to speak against anything that is not looking like the nation that we want to have. Yes, because you can't guarantee your future. You can't even guarantee your being alive tomorrow. Do you understand? You can't guarantee any of this. So why should we be quiet? Why should we be silent when the basic thing that keeps us alive, the basic thing that should allow us to exist, to achieve some of the wonderful things we want to achieve is not there, which is life. So I think that this thing for human life, this value for human life has to be restored. You can't tell me that when things happen, attacks happen, you come and be telling me how many cows are killed, prioritizing it above the lives of human beings. Come on. What is the value of one cow to a life? Yes. What is the value of one cow to a life? Is this not barbaric? Are we cannibals? Please, fellow Nigerians, let us wake up. Speak out. Use your mediums to speak. Use your medium to speak, because the more voices the more we have more voices speaking on the truth, on what is happening, the more and the better the country. But you're keeping quiet, your silence is not helping anything. It's only making things worse. Someone said that evil thrive when good people do nothing, all right? Like the evil people thrive when good people do nothing. So I'm urging you that is good. You believe that you are good, speak out. You believe so much that you are good, speak out. A human being is being killed in broad daylight. Cars are passing, just like that story of that, like I said earlier, that Jesus was giving about a Jew that was attacked by robbers and was just by the roadside. A high priest came. Let me say, maybe another person came and people were just passing. Someone is just struggling for his life there. That's what happened. I could see Keke Napep just trying to shift away from the scene. A truck driver moving and shifting and all of that, and people were just sitting and watching and say, they are trying to kill this person, they are trying to kill this, and you are just there doing nothing. How many are those people trying to do that with everybody around? Come on. This is so painful. Like, it's painful. Maybe it's because it's not someone related to you. And if that is even the case, then something is wrong with you. If you only think about yourself, your family, your relatives, then you are very selfish. You are very selfish. We need to wake up. This thing for the value of human life has to be restored. This thing about value for lives has to be restored to the very fabric. I keep repeating this. It has to be restored. It's very important. We can't do it. See, there's nothing you are thinking. All the businesses you are trying to build, all those wonderful ideas you are trying to, where do you want to achieve them? Is it in Nigeria? Is it in this Nigeria is that what you believe? You think it's going to work out? You spend billions of dollars and naira to build an empire, and someone will come with a gallon of, or let's say 4 liters of fuel with just about 15 naira matches and then burn down everything. And nobody is going to nobody's going to be held responsible for that act. And you tell me this is no. We shouldn't be vibing for this kind of stuff. We should speak out. We should make Nigeria better. I think that's how we get the nation straight. And election is coming. You see all of these things happening. Have you noticed a trend with all the comments by government officials? Nobody's even putting pressure on finding a solution to curbing all of this nonsense. Everybody's talking about 2027 elections. Everyone is talking about 2027 elections. Have you seen how lives have been reduced to crumbs of bread? When I say lives, it includes your life. Oh. Don't think that you are bigger. I don't care the mansion you are living in. Yes, it's not important. The mansion you are living in is not important. Please wake up. Wake up. Don't think it's a security. I don't care if your house you are saying is bulletproof. The car you entered is bulletproof. Even the swimming pool, yes, that you take your bath. I don't care. Like, let it be bulletproof. I will still tell you that all these things you are trying to build, if there's insecurity in one part of Nigeria, it will follow you there. So when this thing started in Barkeladi, they were saying it's this between Birom and headers and all of that. People are saying a lot of things. Birom started it. This one, before we know, it started spreading to different local government. So it's now Birom. It's now the other set and then Mango. Before you know, it's now this part. Before you know, it's Miango. Before you know, it has started spreading. Before you know, it is Benue. Before you know, it is Taraba. Have you seen a trend? I also learned that it has entered Ondo, it has entered Enugu and other parts of Nigeria. And you sit down there and you do nothing. You say nothing. You said it's the northern people. Let them deal with it. Come on, this thing is bigger than all of us. This thing is bigger. The agenda is bigger than all of us. Like I said, the goal now for a normal Nigerian now is to be alive. The goal for a normal, like an average Nigerian now, the goal is to be alive. Yes. What are you fighting for? What are you even trying to achieve or achieve? Is it in this nation? Our advice, if you want to achieve anything, build anything, just go and do it abroad where there is security. But if there is no security, you are not sure of your own life. If you are not there, who will manage the business now? Do you understand? So I think it's time for everyone, every citizen of Nigeria to wake up. Like I said, this is beyond content. This is about human life. My heart is burning that a human that sin. I've heard of lots of killings. I've seen videos. I've been there live. Like I give instance with my uncle who was killed in 2015 and all of that. I've seen things. I've seen dead bodies with my own eyes. I've seen people that have been killed. I've seen those things. And one of the things I will tell us is this. Let us wake up. Speak out. You don't know. Your life can be next. Your life can be next. We go to our various religious organizations and we pray. You go to church, you pray. You go to the mosque, you pray. You do all of this, we pray. What are we praying about? What are you praying about? Dr. Paul Enche was saying in his recent video, he said that we have become so selfish. It's selfishness. A human being is being killed in broad daylight. You can't help him. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. What about you come and you run or just shift those guys with your car and just go on? At least you have done something. But some will come with stone, hit on the head. This one will come with machete, hit on his head. Another person will come with a heavy plank and was just bouncing on the person's head. How bad? Human being in broad daylight, in the broad, like hot sun like this, everybody is watching, and people are it's just like a movie. And I've seen how deteriorating this has been to our mental health, that you can just sit down, you watch some of those things, right? And all that matters to you is about content. You just pick it up. This thing happened. You just say one of those two things. Then later, you now try to view and check how many people have viewed this particular video. Don't do that. See, as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest. Seed time and harvest. As long as this earth remains, seed time and harvest. Whatever you plant, you will reap. I'm going to be doing some of these sessions to open our eyes to a lot of things, all right? And I need you to wake up. I need you to put your voice on the value for human lives. Put your voice on value for human lives. See, put your voice on value for human lives. Don't be mute. Don't be quiet. Because speaking and not speaking. Speaking is better. Not speaking is even more evil. Yes, it's even more evil. Because it can be you or that relative of yours that is not even where you are. You might guarantee your own safety, but can you guarantee the safety and security of your loved ones? You can't. That is why when you begin to speak against this, God will raise someone somewhere to protect your loved one when anything that has to do with their lives being threatened comes up to play. So please, let's put value on human lives. The need for value on human lives should not be overemphasized. It cannot be overemphasized. So please and please, I'm urging us. This thing about the value for human lives has to be restored. It has to. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Yeah, my wife makes jest of me that even to kill chicken, I feel like even to try to prepare it's like 10 human lives. Come on, what's happening? Human lives. Do you understand? Like human lives, what are we doing? What are we doing? Can we take off the marks of religion? Can we take off the marks of tribe? Can we take off all of those things? Or our selfishness? Can you say for once, it's not about me, it's about my neighbor, it's about the person next to me, it's about, come on. If only you can make Nigeria better, Nigeria would have changed. Yes, you are very good, right? Everything about you is perfect. The things that come out of your mind are revolutionary. They can change and transform nations and continents. If only you can do it, Nigeria would have been better. But you see, this is evidence against us that no matter how good we are, Nigeria will never change on account of one person. It is our collective efforts that make Nigeria a better place. And it begins with speaking against the killing of innocent lives. We need to get to a point in Nigeria where if one life is taken, everything is shut down until justice is brought to book. Until justice is served. We need to get to that point. If we don't get to that point, forget it. We are not a nation. We are just I like the word for it. So please, let us wake up. Let us wake up. Let us wake up. You alone cannot change Nigeria. You are a very good person. We thank God for your life. Yes, but you alone cannot change Nigeria. It is as you hold my hand, I hold your hand, you hold the hand of the next person hold the hands of, we join our hands together with one voice. That's how change comes to Nigeria. Everything you are trying to achieve, no matter what, it depends on how the policies, on how the government structure and everything is. So why don't we focus on this first? Let's have the plan. Let's make the plan and everything. But in execution, I think the first plan to execute as true citizens of Nigeria is to speak against anything that is not right, anything that is not evil. Especially this one thing, human lives. I've been saying human lives for more than, I can't even count. Human lives. Human lives. To prepare meat that has been butchered already, to even wash it, is a problem for me. It's a problem for me. And somebody will go, get knife, cut a pregnant woman into to bring out the child within the, and then kill the child, kill the mom, cut into pieces. And come on, what are we doing? Are we okay? Like, is something? This is sad. I'm doing this with heavy heart, and I think this is Nigeria, arise. We need to arise, Nigeria. We can do better. As citizens, we can do better. Let us arise. Let us arise. Let us arise. Value, be concerned. When you see a video, any post about someone being killed, speak. Don't keep quiet. Don't just scroll. Don't just give a thumbs up and pass. Drop a comment. And let us know on which side you are. Are you on the side of defending the lives of human beings, or you are just there for the sake of, enjoying the vibe of just being online and all of that? No. We need to give value to human lives. Please, I'm begging us. Because the peak of it is for someone to do that and not, because those people that were there were cameras. I believe you have responsible securities, of which I know we do. You go over those things, like videos were there online. You can trace those, at least even if you are not able to catch one, you can stress your whole life, your entire organization, your entire institution, just to spot just one person. That other person will bring out the other people. We have videos like this and nobody is being, no arrest whatsoever. No arrest. In broad daylight, no arrest. Someone is being murdered, someone is being killed. No, no government action, nothing. And we could see the video of this person. Thank God, this person is still alive today. Thank God. With all of those things, I actually thought that guy was gone. But when I saw his video online in the hospital, and you could see the excruciating pains that this person is going through. His head, if you can see him, oh God of mercy, how he's been macheted on his face. If you see stones that were thrown at this guy, I don't want to paint the picture of all of the things that happened, but I just want to say, imagine if it were you. Imagine if it were your loved one, especially your relative or your family member. But with the level of education we have, should we even be going down to this level of speaking only when it has to do with somebody related to me or myself? I think it should be basic knowledge that human life should be protected at all cost. Should be protected at all cost. Yeah, if the security is not there, what about the fellow citizens that are there, fellow countrymen that are there looking at this? You are just driving past. Come on. This is sad. We need to wake up. Nigeria, arise. Wake up. We need to wake up, speak up, don't be silent. Like I said, the goal now for you as a Nigerian, I don't care how many billions you have. It's not even important. Like, do you understand? Have you come to that realization? Like, it doesn't matter the kind of house you live in. Yes, that house help that you're having is not prophecy, please. It might be a terrorist disguised as a wonderful person, surveying all your life. Before you know, everything will just crash and just go. Yes, it's not prophecy. I'm just opening your eyes to so many things, because sometimes we can be so comfortable in our comfort zone. Yes, we can be so comfortable in our comfort zone that we don't think about anybody else, nothing else but ourselves and anything that has to do with us and just us, me, myself, and I. So the value, this thing about the value for human lives has to be restored. It has to be returned to the very fabrics, in fact, beginning from our families. Children ought to be taught the value of human life, and to be taught also to defend it when the need arises. If we are going to depend on our securities, they can't actually entirely secure everyone in this country. So that is a place where the citizens, as true citizens, patriotic citizens, loyal citizens, we stand up to cover for until they come. If they don't, with our number, I believe strongly that there are more good people than bad people. There are more people than bad people. So why is evil always prevailing? It's because the good, or those who claim to be good, are doing nothing about it. Nigeria, let's wake up. Let's wake up. Put value on human lives. Don't come online and be religious, be political. It's not APC, it's not ADC, it's not PDP, and that's not your business. Or because you are getting some change from that your boss that is vying for this position in government, and you now, because of that, your humanity is bought and suppressed with how many coins? Come on. Do you know that by that act, your value for humanity is zero, is brought down to zero? I think it was A.W. Tozer that said something, that your value as a human being it depends on the measure of love or compassion you render towards others. That your value, that the summation of your value as a human being, it's your compassion, it's your love, your ability to coexist, to relate well with other people. That's what your value is. That's what your value is. So I just feel like we need to speak up. And please, if you are going to join in this movement of value for one life, restoring value for human lives, restoring value for human lives in Nigeria. If you want to join this campaign, please, I need you to join hands with me. Let's speak against these things. Yes, let's speak against these things. Yes, Let's speak again these things. You may have ideas, you may have wonderful things, what we can do. In fact, it means beginning with mental orientation, online campaigns, and all of that. Let's do it. Building, if you can design flyers, you can do lots of things. Let's start. Let's occupy the social media with exalting the value of human lives in Nigeria. You cannot equate the life of one soul to a cow, to that of a cow. You can't do that. You can't do that. Anyhow, if a cow is killed, if you took the person, you said you accuse someone that is the person that did it, and the person is taken to custody, the person will still pay and you get your cow back. How about a human being? Can human life be bought? Can human lives be bought? It cannot be bought. I bet you can't get it anywhere. Like I said, it doesn't matter how old, whether it's 2 weeks, 1 week, whether it's even still in the womb. It's still life. And the potential of one life lived to this fullest capacity, you can't even imagine. Like that one life is allowed, is given all the security, all the protection it needs to be nurtured and to grow up to its fullest capacity. The kind of transformation that life will bring to the immediate family, the immediate community, the state, the country, or even the continent. It's you can't imagine. The Bill Gates and all of the people making impact and all of that. You can imagine if their lives were terminated years ago. Will you hear about Microsoft? What? Will you hear about Apple? Will you hear about some of those wonderful things we're enjoying today? That's the value of what one human being can bring to the global community. People outside of this nation are speaking better than we, citizens of Nigeria. Come on. It's beyond content. Let's be careful. Let us be careful. If you are going in, approaching these happenings and things happening in Nigeria with the mentality that it's just content, is about content for you, be careful. Be careful, because you might be the next person on someone's content. Yes, you might be the next person on someone's content. So let us cut the vibe of being content creators and all of that and focus on getting this thing down into the very fabrics of every mind in Nigeria, that when you see a life being taken and all of that, you need to stand for, you need to defend it, rather than just being mute and just watching and being passive about it. No. I remember something happened. We're going for a wedding at what's the name of this place? Nasara. Yes. Yeah, what's this name? Akwanga. Yes, a wedding in Akwanga, Nasara State, Nigeria. And then on our way, some naval officers were presumably actually, they're actually on their way to attend a friend's wedding in a neighboring state. I think, what state was that? I can't remember exactly, because everything happens, fast like that. So as we were coming, just some minutes before we got to this, there's this sharp bend that you take immediately when you start approaching Akwanga and all of that. So I don't know what happened. It's like they were speeding. There were three in the car, and all of a sudden they missed control and the car just tumbled and then hit a rock, and immediately all the glasses, all the doors and everything just locked. It's automatic now, so it locked, and then the car immediately caught fire and all of that. The only person that was the fire started from the front, especially from the position where the driver was sitting. So the other guy, some people passing, traveling around the road actually stopped, able to break the glass and remove the other person that was at the back. Then the two of the other guys in the front. The other friend, that's the third person that was sitting at the back, struggled to bring this other friend that is just beside the driver, out and all of that. He couldn't. So as a result, his hands, I could just see how human being, his hands were burning, but because of how he's challenged and then desiring to save his friend, his brother, from that flame, from that scorching flame. You could see his hands were burning, but he doesn't burn, like his hands were on flames, like were burning, literally burning. All his clothes are already burnt already. His hands were burning. He's trying to bring out the other person there. He couldn't. Lots of people dropped by, came with lots of fire extinguishers and all of that. Still, the flame was not. It just kept growing. So when the tires and everything, the fuel tanker and everything starts, getting. It was just a different. The tires started exploding and all of that. Before you knew, it was only that person at the back that was able, and he was rushed to the hospital and all of that. The other two persons in the vehicle, especially the driver. The driver actually came out, tried to come out through the glass, but he was stuck because of the impact of the accident. He was stuck in his seat, and the seat belt is not even helping. He was already on flames. When we got there, when our car stopped, he was having his what do you call his barrette on his head. But I can tell you that that flame, it started burning this guy. Yes, consumed his cap, burnt his hair. That's how that guy was like. That's how his life ended. There's nothing anybody could do, but I could see efforts by lots of concerned, loving Nigerians trying to save these lives. They're able to save one. At least an effort is there. And at that point in time, it doesn't matter what you believe, what your religion, what your color is. The goal at that point in time was to save these people from this flame, was to save them from that situation. That's patriotism. That's how a nation should be. Imagine that this thing is happening and everybody was just passing. That's how those three guys would have died and all of that. I'm not saying it's good that it's only one that is alive, but I'm saying that at least an effort is made to actually save one person. That is how those are people that their mental health is intact. Like I said, if you have no value for human life, you don't deserve to live. Yes, you don't deserve to live. You don't deserve to live. If you have no value, no regard for human life, that somebody to be alive, you are okay with it. If that is not your concern, that the life of somebody is threatened or is taken, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. Like I said, it's time for us to begin to speak against this evil. This is evil. And like I said, it is seed. If God has placed you in a position to speak or to do something and you didn't do anything, it's a seed you are sowing. And you will reap it tomorrow. God will hold everybody accountable. Don't think that because you're a citizen, you are not the president, you have nothing to... No, it's a lie. Don't deceive yourself. You have something to do about it. God entrusted Nigeria not only in the hands of your leaders, but also in your hands. So I can't see where people are being killed and then you are talking about 2027 elections. Like, is something wrong upstairs? And you call this, you say you have leadership. We need to wise up. We're going to attend schools and all of that, but then when we come out, we're just about ourselves and selfish. It's selfishness that will make you to collect money, to be quiet when you're supposed to speak, especially against something that is evil, that is going to affect the well-being of another person. And we've heard of stories where even these insurgencies that happen in different parts of Nigeria, where money is sent by foreign organizations to take care of, some of those things, at least give them some shelter and feeding and all of that. Then some people are still dipping hands in those purses and then spending it on their own selves. And that's why you go to IDP camps, you see their livelihood is messed up. They are feeding, is poor, their well-being, their health, everything is nothing to write home about. You have billions sent from abroad. Come on. Human lives should be valued above anything. Anything, any project, any personal ambition that does not regard human life. Any personal ambition that does not regard human life is not an ambition. It's an ambulance. Yes, it's not an ambition. It's an ambulance. Take it from me. Any personal ambition that has no value whatsoever for human lives is an ambulance. Yes. And guess what? That ambulance is the ambulance that will carry the person carrying that ambition. And you're having ambition that human lives are being threatened and you're not saying anything about it, you're not doing anything, especially if God gives you the ability to do something about it. You are passing by, somebody is being killed in broad daylight. You are seeing it, it's glaring. You are recording and say, hey, then they kill this guy, then they kill this guy, hey, they are doing this one, a car, keke, pass, truck, pass. Like I saw close to about 10, 15 vehicles passing at that point in time. It's a T junction. Cars were coming from this way. Others are going from this way. Cars were still coming, taking this bend and taking this bend. This thing is happening in the center of that T junction. Nobody is doing anything about it. So it has become a cinema. When lives have been taken, it's now a cinema. That we're enjoying the view. We're enjoying to make comment. Hey, so because I captured it in my phone. So that satisfaction I get that I captured this wicked thing happening. You are evil. What did you do about it? Yes, you just video, you allowed us to know that this is what is happening there. Thank you for that. But what did you do? Did you mobilize yourself to go over and protect? I don't care. Like I said, I don't care your religion, your color, your tribe. It's human life that we're talking about. It's human life. So please, I urge us. This thing about value for human lives in Nigeria, it should not be tampered with. It should not be taken for granted. Everyone should wake up, speak up, and do something about it. Else, it will be you tomorrow. Like I said in the beginning of this video, like the goal now for an average Nigerian presently, the goal should be like, you can't even guarantee that you're traveling from here to Abuja, you go and come back. Yes, you can't guarantee it. So you are going now in the hands of God. The things that we are supposed to have leaders that take responsibility for, we're not dropping it in the hands of God. Yes, it's God that gives us leaders now. Let's talk about it. It's God. God gave us leaders. And he gave us these leaders to protect us and to do the basic thing that they ought to do. And they are not doing it. And we're not carrying this responsibility and putting on God. So you are not traveling now. You are now traveling by the mercy of God. You are not traveling by grace. You are not even sure if you reach where you are going to. God gave us leaders to take responsibility for the safety of each and every one of us. God is the one that mandated and that put it. That's why I say pray for those in authority now. Yes. So after giving us leaders, he said we should pray for them. So if we have leaders that are not doing what they are supposed to, and we're not taking the responsibilities and putting in the hands of God, come on. Do you know it's even by God's mercy that we get to even testify about some of those things? So we're putting so much. I'm not saying that God is complaining about the pressure we're putting on him, about some of these petitions that we make. But see, God is a God of order. He sets those structures. He sets those structures in every country, in every nation. And that's why he said we should pray for them. God acknowledges leadership. He acknowledges authority. So please, let us wake up and speak up. Human lives, the value of one life should not be taken for granted. In broad daylight, you are seeing something like this happening, you do nothing about it, you are evil. You have to tell yourself the truth, you are evil. Wake up, speak up. You can mobilize, you can do something. More than 15 cars passing that road, 20 cars. People standing by and just recording and making comments and all of that, and nobody saying anything. Thank God, God has preserved this life. But how many more have been lost? Because no one did anything about it. Yes. How many? I'm going to be sharing a lot of stories. Some of these things happening in Jos. You know, I grew up in places where some of these things have been very hot since from when I was very, very young. Since like when I was 7, 6, 8, I've experienced this kind of killings and situations, crises, and I have experienced it countless times. And I can tell you lots of stories when it comes to that, how myself have escaped. You understand? And one of the things you need to know is that when this kind of things happen, I don't say anything about it, you are being trained. Yes, there's a kind of silent training that your mind is undergoing that you're not even. It's a subconscious training. You will not see, you won't know, you will not know until the day that you yourself will not be the person in that car that is passing and somebody is being killed and you're just, hey, did they kill person? You are just moving. Did they kill person? That's the kind of comment you make. Yes, because you have also been trained subconsciously. So you have to start being deliberate about speaking against these things. That is how we get change to happen in Nigeria. All right, so like I said, I'll be pushing for a campaign about value for human lives in Nigeria. All right, I know it's something very big, but if compared to the value of lives, you know, it's not a big thing now. It's not a big thing to work together to see that every human life is important in Nigeria. Is important in Nigeria. Every human life. Do you know what the value of one human life? If a human life that is lived to its fullest potential, do you know what it can bring to the family, the community, the state, the nation? We can't trade it for anything. You can't trade it for anything. So please join the campaign. When you see it, if you can design, do a lot of things, whatever you can contribute, let's meet in the comment section. Let's meet, whether it's DM you want to send, whatever thing that you have that we can, like I said, is beyond content. It's beyond content. It's not about content. It is about the value for human lives in Nigeria. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. God bless you. See you in the next session. Bye.